Hello, everyone.
What is up?
Welcome to the SLO City Together Podcast.
Yeah.
Today on a Thursday, the person you just heard say yeah is the one and only Tatum Miller.
Tatum.
I've been waiting for this moment to be on this podcast.
Really?
Yeah.
Since how long?
Since I started. I kept seeing people leave the office and go do the podcast.
It's a secret thing.
I'm like, where is my name on this list, dude? Like, am I anywhere in the queue for this?
Oh, yeah. There is a queue. You just don't know where the queue is.
Hey, I'm here now.
And you don't know who's on the queue.
I'm good.
And you don't, there's no announcement that we're about to do the podcast. It just happens.
Yeah. It was yesterday. You do a podcast? Yes.
Yeah. Honestly, that's more notice than most of the time. So.
It's more notice than Luke and I have.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy.
Usually it's about 5 minutes. But we're excited to be here with you today. Yeah. Missed last week, but we're back.
Hey, and, you're back.
I'm back.
Luke's back and
we
Tatum
missed you,
is
man.
here.
We missed you.
Yeah, I missed you guys too.
You want to look at the camera and say something nice to the people who are watching?
Mom, this is for you. It's my first podcast.
That was a very slow turn.
Bailey's going to be like, you talk to your mom instead of me? Is that what this is?
Yeah. All right, so let's start there. Let's start there.
With your mom.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Who's your mom?
I love my mom.
Yeah.
Her name is Melissa.
Melissa.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you are not an only child?
I'm not. I have a sister who's 23.
Okay.
She works for the American Heart Association.
Oh, what does that mean?
I honestly, dude, I don't know.
You don't?
She's so much smarter than me. But what she does is like, she travels around basically the world. Like she was in Uganda this summer.
Really?
And I could get this wrong, but I think she like studies indigenous people's heart things.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Heart health.
Okay. Heart health. She does that. And then she also goes to Arizona a lot to do a lot of the Native American population.
That's cool.
She just got published actually in the American Medical Journal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa?
That's McCall. That's my sister.
McCall.
Melissa's your mom.
Yeah.
Okay, McCall. That's so cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. Is she older or younger than you?
She's younger.
Younger than you.
Yeah.
So you're the oldest.
I am the oldest.
How does that feel?
It feels great. I love being the oldest, dude. I feel like I've been a trailblazer in my family my entire life as far as like kids go.
Yeah.
So like I've had, I don't know, like I get to do everything first. And then when McCall goes and do it, they're like, oh, Tatum already did that.
There we go.
Yeah, it's pretty nice.
But you haven't been to Uganda.
I haven't. So she did that first.
She did that first.
And I actually want to go to Africa.
And you don't know about hearts.
Yeah.
I know about spiritual hearts.
Oh,
there we
he's
go.
got it. There
we
it is.
go.
All right.
Yep.
Wow.
We just jumped right into the interview, didn't we?
We sure did. Yeah.
Is that what usually happens?
Kind of. We just kind of follow the rabbit.
Okay.
Wherever it goes.
Yeah.
In and out of any burrow it jumps in, we jump in with
Does anybody
it.
have a lemonade, dude? Like, I feel like everybody has a drink.
You
No,
always
we
ask
don't.
for lemonade.
I just don't have random lemonade.
Here we go. Let's talk about that. I don't drink coffee.
Yes.
I don't drink coffee.
Why is that? Out of principle or out of preference?
Out of disgust and out of I think also
You don't
I just
like
don't-
the taste.
Yeah, I'm not a big caffeine guy. I'm not a big
That's fair.
coffee guy. So I'll go to Starbucks and I will get a steamed apple juice, and they'll call it apple cider.
Steamed apple juice.
They warn me every time, like, can I get apple cider? They're like, it's just like steamed apple juice, right?
Yes.
I'm like, did I ask for it? Excellent.
Yeah.
I
would appreciate if we did not acknowledge that.
Yeah,
fact.
exactly. Yeah.
Just give me what I asked for.
Yeah.
When's the last time you tried coffee, though? Like, how do you know you don't?
Yeah, because you could have grown into it.
I think the last time I tried
Your palate does change.
It does.
I think I was in Texas, and my friend Alex was like, try this. And I was like, all right, I'll try it one more time. He's huge into coffee and was like, here, try that.
He probably gave you some, like, because these guys, I got invited to what's known as a coffee cupping one time. One time. The only time, because I recognized they were doing it without me, and I said, please invite me.
Yeah.
And these guys were sipping coffee out of spoons. And I was like, I can't be
That's
in
crazy.
this club.
You were doing that?
You weren't doing it.
Oh, okay.
I pointed to you.
I was going to look at you
I
differently.
put you in that,
Yeah.
in their...
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I take issue with the name. Call it a coffee cupping, and you're sipping it out of a spoon. That should be a coffee spooning.
A coffee spooning.
If you ask me.
All right.
But what do I know?
All right.
But he probably gave you some, like, fruity flavored coffee instead of just a good old Starbucks.
Yeah, or like a John
Diner.
Conte
it was not a
Diner
Starbucks.
coffee.
John
That's my
Conte,
favorite.
John
It's-
Conte.
yeah.
It was not a Starbucks.
Out of a diner mug.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's why.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so we'll try and get you into coffee. The older you get, has your palate changed much for food, or are you still on chicken fingers?
Oh, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But I do like I love chicken fingers. I have expanded my palate immensely since being.
That was Bailey's criticism.
Yeah,
like,
she thinks I eat like a 5-year-old. But I'm big dog around here. I'm the big guy. I don't know what she's talking about. I eat weird. I eat a lot. Okay. But she is like vegetable this, vegetable that, coffee, vegetable. I'm like, I'll eat like zucchini and like spinach and broccoli, like the non-aggressive vegetables.
Okay,
I'll eat those. The aggressive vegetables are
vegetables.
Raw onions.
Yes,
eggplant. Disgusting.
I don't think I have eaten eggplant.
Really?
It's gross.
It's popular with like Thai food.
I like Brussels sprouts.
I love a Brussels sprout.
Oh, that's not aggressive.
This is a big Brussels sprout town. I don't know if you've experienced that yet.
I like the little cooked ones you get at the appetizer.
Olive oil.
Yeah.
Ones that taste are my favorite.
I had one more in my head.
Broccoli?
No, I love broccoli.
Okay.
I love cauliflower.
So you like vegetables?
Non-aggressive.
Yeah, but the aggressive one, I'm thinking of it. I cannot.
You have you have this listed out in your head of like, this is an
I know. If I see it, I'm not eating it. Oh, it's mushrooms.
I love mushrooms.
I can't.
Okay.
All right.
They aren't aggressive though. They're not very potent.
I just think of where they come from.
The ground?
There's a fungus, dude.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like somebody just let this fungus grow and you're eating it.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Do you eat cheese?
I love cheese, but don't ruin cheese for me.
I mean, it's pretty much curdled milk.
Yeah, there's fungus in there.
I don't drink milk. I don't really drink milk.
Oh my goodness. Well, I feel like we could spend all episode just talking about your dietary preferences.
I know.
But we should probably get into some other things.
Yeah.
Give us a little give us a little who are you? You know, we know Melissa and McCall thus far, but a little background, who you are, life growing up, all those different things. Maybe even a little testimony, like how you found Jesus, church, all those different things.
All in 2 minutes.
However you want to take that,
all in 2 minutes.
You go for it.
I can crunch that in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
He's big dog.
I'm big dog around here. Don't forget.
But he's afraid of aggressive vegetables.
I will not eat aggressive vegetables, dude. It's a fine line that I walk. It's a fine line. All right, yeah. So I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, just like everybody else in this room.
Yeah, that is weird.
We're actually all the Kentucky guys.
And
so
the crazy thing is we really didn't know each other at all.
Yeah, we didn't. Yeah,
it's true.
We did not have similar circles.
I mean, I kind of did look a little bit.
Yeah. Anyway, grew up Louisville, Kentucky. My family didn't really go to church growing up as much as I did when I went in high school. So we kind of went on like Christmas, Easter, things like that. And then eventually when I got old enough, I went on this like mission trip to Pennsylvania. My mom sent me on to get me like out of the basement playing Call of Duty, and like there's football practice, but that was only like for like half the summer. And she sent me and my friend to Pennsylvania.
What part?
I don't remember.
Mechanicsville?
I have no idea. I was in middle school. Maybe it was Amish.
Is it Amish
the
area?
high school I went to was that we like slept in.
A high school.
We slept in a high school building.
Yeah.
It was huge. It looked like a college campus. Anyway.
Okay.
There we went to repair houses for the elderly, and I remember that I was not old enough to do like the machinery, like the power equipment. So I was like painting with like some of the older girls. Yeah, and I just got to talk to this resident for a while, and she told me about God, and she was like really one of the people that like shaped my faith before I knew what was happening. Yeah, and so I walked away from that trip being like, I believe in God. I want to know more, and God just like opened doors for me, dude. Yeah. Like he taught me things, brought great friends into my life. I got baptized like a little while after that. Okay. And then, kind of started from there. Went to high school ministry, went to college for ministry after I felt called. So
it was through like service.
Through service.
Service projects, meeting people.
I went on 8 of those trips.
8?
Yeah, 8.
Wow. To Pennsylvania?
No, not just Pennsylvania. It's like Ohio. We went to Illinois. Went to West Virginia. West Virginia was crazy.
In what way?
Yeah. Mosquitoes were... Oh, dude, I think I actually had like a heat thing happen to me. I was playing frisbee.
Stroke.
I don't think it was a stroke. I just like heat exhaustion.
Heat exhaustion.
Yeah. I fell over in a field. Yeah. But yeah, it was just like crazy stuff like that. Mosquitoes were crazy. The heat was wild, and we were in like coal mining country.
Are you a Hunger Games fan?
I love the Hunger Games. It's like
West
District
Virginia,
12.
it is.
I've been telling people that, dude.
Eastern Kentucky is that.
I've been telling people that for years. It's just like District 12. we were in coal mining country, and we was helping this lady.
You choked up?
A little bit. Just gets emotional. No, I'm just playing. Her son had been hit by one of these like coal mining trucks that's move all around this area like all the time.
Yeah.
And it happens like more than you think. And so she had nobody to help her.
Wow.
And so we helped her like fix her ramp that was going up to her house. She lived on like the side of this mountain. So yeah.
That's really cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luke, any thoughts on that?
Yeah. Was that through a church that you were a part of, or like how did you? Okay.
Yeah. It was called a work camp. I don't know if they still call it that. I don't even know if they still do the same thing. But it was to this smaller church in Kentucky, kind of up towards Prospect in Louisville.
Okay.
So
what was it called? Can I ask?
First Christian Church.
No, it's. There's a bunch of those.
FCC. Yeah. So it's just like one of the first Christian churches. Yeah.
That's cool.
All
right.
And it was maybe like 10 kids in our youth group. Cool. And I still talk to some of them.
Yeah, that's so cool, man.
But it was cool. Yeah.
So service was a big component. You talked about God placing friends and just people in your life that kind of reveal more about who he is, who Jesus is.
Yeah.
Like what is it that really got you, like, I want to say hooked on Jesus, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
deeper into faith.
Yeah, deeper into faith. What made it like, oh, this is mine, something I want to grow and lean into?
Man, that's a hard question. I think I'm going towards more like my high school route. Yeah. I was like super, super on fire in high school.
Yeah.
Like I had this great group of guys around me, and I had already left this church. I went to Southeast Christian Church, a lot bigger. There's more guys in my youth group. Mm-hmm. I love both of those churches, but God just put like a passion in me, dude. I can't even explain it. Like I would open that Bible and be like, what is it? Like, what's going on here? Like I loved it. I'd eat it up. And I would just spend I spend hours in there sometimes, just like this word is so important. What's like behind this word? Or like who is this guy? Or where is this place? And then we go in this group and talk about it. And then like all of my friends were kind of doing the same thing.
That's so cool.
So I was doing that. Also, I went to like a public high school. I was playing football.
What high school did you go to?
Ballard High School, the best high school in Louisville.
Bruins.
Yeah, go Bruins,
I didn't
baby.
go there, but
yeah, it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so I was doing that and also going to this public high school, like very two different worlds. And I was just like trying to make them like make them combine. Yeah. So I was like our like unofficial chaplain on the football team in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
What did that look like?
Did you play football?
Yeah.
And then you pulled everybody together, pray before.
So that was like I would do like a lot of the FCA stuff. I did like the prayer before the football games, or like some type of like small message, like while we're eating, like stuff like that. And then just like talking to guys on the team. Yeah. A lot of the guys on the team were Muslim. Yeah, and I would talk to like, why are you Muslim? And he's like, well, my dad was in prison, and so he was Muslim, and now I'm Muslim. I'm like, so is that why you want to be Muslim, or you just like, is it passed down to you? And we just have conversations like that, you know? I probably said some crazy things that I shouldn't have said as a high schooler, but I don't know. It was good to get like
really
my feet
cool,
wet.
man.
Yeah.
What was the response, like the reception for a football team, like at a public high school? Were people receptive? Were there a lot of those conversations? Or were they just kind of like, Tatum's doing his thing again?
A lot of those guys were like super open to it. Like actually most of them.
I think most people are.
I think they are too.
Still. Yeah. We like, get in the way.
Yeah. I think because like I said, like a lot of them were Muslim. Like they believed in something. Yeah. A lot of people just like needed an avenue to go down. And I'd be like, yo, like this is what I believe. If you ever want to come with me to church or like want to talk about it, no, talk to it about people. I pray to people and stuff like that. And they liked it. We had this thing my senior year, me and my buddy Cole Roberts, we started this thing called a prayer locker. So we would like have this like designated locker people like put their prayers in and stuff. And we had like administrators putting stuff in there.
So
and like all the time there was stuff in there. And so we would just open it and pray for people and reach out and be like, hey, just thinking about you.
Cool.
It was really cool, man.
Did you in high school, did you then know like I'm going to pursue ministry?
Yeah.
I feel called to ministry because you were kind of living into it. That's so
Senior year, man, I felt that call. I got to preach for the first time and I was like, oh, I could do this rest of my life. Like I could be in this space forever. And
now in a high school you get some high school kids listening to this.
Yeah.
They've done away with lockers in a lot of high schools.
No way.
Yeah.
That's messed
What's
up,
a creative idea for prayer?
Did they even let them have backpacks anymore?
It's because they got to have like the I don't know. They have backpacks. They got to carry their Chromebook around. That's a crazy thing, man.
No textbooks.
It's so nuts. No textbooks.
Really, no
textbooks.
Computers.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anyways,
I like that.
I don't know.
Prayer.
I don't know what you have. That's like a space that's yours.
A prayer email.
Yeah.
Prayer.
Prayer
But then
email.
it's
text
anonymous.
thread. It was anonymous. Yeah,
that's
it was
the beautiful
anonymous.
thing
A
about
lot of our
that.
stuff was. Yeah.
Probably a little bit more approachable.
Maybe
it's
a
like
prayer box that you set up in the courtyard.
yeah. Just go old school.
Some at lunch. I don't know, but they all leave school for lunch anyway. So I don't.
They do. They text
know,
me
man.
while they're at Rite Aid and say, "Can you give me $5?"
Baffles me. That
that's
baffles
what you're
me.
eating.
7-Eleven.
You're eating something at 7-Eleven. It was 7-Eleven.
It's crazy.
Okay, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So beyond the prayer box, I'm curious, is there any like other cool, significant stories or moments from like your time with those guys in the football team and kind of being in a space of ministry?
I can remember one time. This is like kind of small, but I remember one time I was like in the library, and we were like in English class or something like that. And I had like some of the guys with me in that class. It wasn't like practice. It was just like we all have kind of the same classes together. And I don't know what was going on, dude. But I had like, do you guys remember Winter Jam?
Yeah.
Remember that? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I had like an extra ticket to this.
Nice.
And
Let me guess. Toby Mac was there.
I don't even know who was there.
Toby
I
Mac
don't
and
even,
David
man,
Crowder.
look. I know 10th Avenue North. I think that
Oh,
was.
wow.
I knew they were going to be there.
Nice.
Yeah. I remember in this class, I stood up in the library and looked at my friends, and some of them I didn't even know. I was like, does anybody here believe in Jesus? And they were like, some guy took it as a joke. He was like, yeah, I believe in Jesus. No, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, for real. Like, is anybody, and everybody kind of serious. I was like, yeah. Like, they were like, yeah, I do. Yeah.
Huh.
So I got this ticket to this concert. If anybody wants to go, I think I had it because I could not go, but I was going to give it to somebody.
Okay.
And this guy was like, you know what, man? I'll take it and I'll go. And I was like, that's really cool.
That is cool.
And it was the guy that was joking about it. He was like,
Really?
yeah,
Yeah.
he was just like, he was like, you know what? Actually, I'll take it. I'll go.
That's cool.
I gave my ticket. It was cool, man.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So that was I loved that time in my life. Like
Yeah,
my
yeah.
family
High
was
school.
so supportive. My friends
Yeah.
were so supportive. And then
So you went to Georgetown College out of that to study religion.
Go Gers, baby.
Yeah.
You know about that. Gers, Tigers.
Gers?
Yep.
Tigers?
Mhm. Go
We went to the
Tigers.
same college as
Yeah.
well.
Mhm.
I only went for 6 months. I transferred out.
He couldn't handle it, man.
No, I
He
could
couldn't
handle it. I could
He could
handle
not
it.
handle it.
You know, my experience
Georgetown
at
was
Georgetown
the
was
spot.
crazy. That was 2001. September 11th
Ooh.
happened.
Yeah, I remember this story.
And
But the cafeteria food was awful.
It
was
yeah,
so bad we were there, dude.
I loved Georgetown, but it was. I was encouraged by some mentors to go to Cincinnati Bible College and seminary.
Yeah.
But I loved Georgetown.
How are they doing now?
What's
Oh
going
my
on?
gosh! They couldn't afford to.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Did they close?
Yeah,
They
they,
did.
they
Oh.
sold. They closed and sold to another Bible college that is non. I don't think they're like fighting for accreditation. It's messy, man. It's messy.
But
shouldn't
you
have
got the
jumped
degree.
that.
It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
on the wall.
It's on the wall, man.
The paper matters.
Yeah, that's
So,
all.
dude, and it's like a renowned institution, like Richard Foster came
Yeah.
out, like all
Yeah.
these great thinkers and
Mhm.
theologians back in the day. And
Yeah.
Anyway, so you went to Georgetown College.
I did.
After Georgetown,
Mhm.
talk about like the opportunity you had to go to Baylor.
Yeah. So as I was approaching like my last year at Georgetown, our lady that handled a lot of like the diversity stuff on campus, like I was a part of that, and we had a connection with Baylor's seminary. The dean actually came up a few times. I hadn't really met him before, and the thing was that we would send one religion student to seminary on a full scholarship for like to get their MDiv. And since we had COVID, me and my friend Jesslyn both went down there, and Jesslyn's great. Jesslyn's one of the best people I know. One of the best preachers, one of the best communicators, all this stuff. Me and her were like chosen, like, hey, y'all want to go to Baylor on seminary? And I literally looked at them and I said, I'll think about it. And I was like, because I had no idea. Like I had no idea what I was even getting into.
Yeah.
Like nobody had told me about it. My mentor had went, and what he had told me was like it was super hard.
Is this Brandon?
Brandon Woodard in
Yeah.
Cincinnati. He had a church, Reconciled Community Church. Also one of the best people I ever met. Great guy. Actually ran track in college, I think, for Ohio State.
Where would you rank Brent and I in terms of best people?
You're like
My God.
maybe like close to the bottom. I think
Okay.
you're probably lower than he is.
Wow.
Whoa.
No, I'm just joking. You guys are awesome. You guys are great. But yeah, so
Podcast is over.
We
Yeah,
love
close
a
it.
good-
Close
we
it.
love
How
a
many minutes
good
we got
rating, you know?
but yeah, so I got
Here's
chosen.
where Luke ranks me. Beep. I don't know how you're gonna do that.
We should maybe make like an office list of that and hide it somewhere.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just joking.
Hide it somewhere.
Toxic
It's somewhere. It's on
environment.
a wall.
So Brendan talking about Baylor.
He said
Baylor.
he did it in 2 years. His MDiv
Okay.
in 2 years, which is
Okay.
unheard of. It's super fast. Super difficult.
But
So I
he
was-
ran track, so he's
ran
used
track.
to fast things.
He's just like very smart, very smart guy.
Yeah.
Super quick.
Yeah.
And he was also like tri-vocational, so he did like a daycare.
Wow.
He was also a pastor, and he did like a personal training thing.
This is why Brandon is
all
higher
while
on his list.
while in seminary.
This is why
Dude.
Brandon is higher on his
Dude,
list.
all while in seminary. And so I was looking at that and being like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I told him that I got the opportunity to go. And he was like, you need to go. I was like, why? He said, dude, and he said, I'm not saying this to like scare you, but he's saying like, as a young black dude, people are going to ask more questions of you than your white counterparts. That's not their fault. It's not your fault. That's just naturally going to happen. Like you show up to preach. Okay. Like, what do you have? Like are you licensed? Yeah, I have my license. Okay. Do you have like any degree? Yeah, I got my MDiv. Okay, cool. Maybe if Connor went to go preach at this church, they probably wouldn't ask Connor this many questions. And so I was like, okay. He said, you need letters after your name. Just sometimes even to get you in the door, and then let your experience and your training do the rest of it. Let God work through you in that. So I was like, all right, cool. And so I packed my car up. I drove down there. Jesslyn drove before me, but I drove by with my best friend Zach at the time, and then he flew back to it was crazy. He flew back to Kentucky. It was wild. But yeah, so I drove down there, dude, and I'd never been to Baylor before, and I remember I started like 2 days after I got there, and God lined a job up for me. Like I worked in admissions and met some cool people, man. And yeah.
Was Waco cool? Did you enjoy Waco?
Waco was not as cool as SLO.
But you had like D1 football, you had good basketball.
We had like the sporting
lakes.
events.
You have lakes?
We didn't get in the lake.
You have no lakes?
We had a lake.
Gaines?
It was like the Ohio River. If the Ohio River was a lake, I'm not getting in the lake.
Full of dead things.
Yeah, full of dead things. Maybe dead bodies. I don't know.
I was going to say that, but I filtered it.
It's okay. It's okay. This is a church podcast. But yeah, the football games, basketball games. I went to some tennis matches. Like it was fun.
So cool.
Like Texas is cool between like Dallas and Austin, and I didn't really like go outside of like that that zone. And Waco was like dead in the middle, but it was so hot, dude. And but the food was good too. I don't know. It was just it's a different vibe.
Yeah,
it's a different vibe. So
cool.
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay, so. Yeah. I feel like you strike me as like someone who is kind of like who is intellectual. Like I mean, even when you're talking about like,
thanks, man.
What got you into faith? Like all the etymology of these words and all that stuff. Like So was that exciting for you? Like as part of that MDiv program, like just to get to dive into that stuff more? And,
yeah. That was I loved all of it.
Yeah.
So I did my MDiv in 3 years, and I took a faster track. You're supposed to be 4. We had like 87 hours I was supposed to complete. Okay. And I actually started on accident because I took 16 in undergrad, and I was like, I can do 13 in grad school. You're not supposed to do 13, dude. But I just kept with it because I like knew what classes to take with which. So, but yeah, like diving into those words, dude, like once you learn a new phrase or like learn the original meaning of like, a passage in Hebrew.
Yeah, you brought one out this week,
dude. Yeah, we were talking. You'll learn about that on Sunday if you.
Well, I don't think I'm using it, so you should say it. Oh, it's the burden one, right? Carry each other's burden.
Yeah, you're not using that.
No.
Oh, dude. Okay. This is crazy.
We're gonna work it out.
No, like there's a we're talking about lament and suffering and Galatians 6:2, like carry each other's burdens, and this way you fulfill the law of Christ. In the Latin, the word for suffer is like suffri or something like that, which means carry. So when you say carry each other's burdens, it's really like suffer with each other, And it's just like kind of that changes the way that you look at the text.
Sure. Yeah.
And so it was just stuff like that, like outside of linguistics, that was like church history, theology, like get good at like writing your theology and understanding like all of it. So you know what you believe and like you're pretty solid on that and you can tell people. So it was like a lot of reading, a lot of writing. And I would like to write, so I did. I liked that, so it kind of came easy. And I got published one time in this process. Like it was just cool. Like it was just cool. And then I got to do like
you did a lot of before McCall.
Before McCall,
There you go.
and then so I did.
Big dog
I got
strikes
published
again.
before McCall. But yeah, so but her thing is a lot more people are gonna read hers.
But
yeah,
it's proven your point. You did it
Yeah.
first.
yeah, it's true. But I think what surprised me going in was I thought it was all going to be classroom. Like I thought it was going to be so textbook focused, and it was not.
Hands
dude.
on,
Like
more hands on.
one of the first weeks we were there, they were like, everybody, you guys should sign up for like pulpit supply. Like go preach in the community for churches that don't have pastors right now. Go preach for them on the weekends. You'll get rent money and you get to sharpen your teeth. And I was like, oh wait, you're encouraged, like go do this. Like like get involved with like clubs on campus, like do stuff, like just get to meet people, get out there, and then take these classes that are like trips. So I went on a class trip to Washington DC and Buffalo, New York for $100. And it changed the way that I view, like we're talking about lament this week, like I view lament. And like with all the stuff that was going on in 2020, like with Ahmaud Arbery, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, like it just fit in so well with that. Like I could unpack that in a faith perspective, like a race and faith like intersection. Like where do we go from here in the history of this country, dude? Like you just can't ignore all that stuff. And so I was taking all those, like all the trips I was taking and the stuff that was going on, trying to put it together and come up with some answers.
So cool.
Yeah.
All right. This is a hard left turn. How much time we got left?
I'd say we got 5 minutes.
We should probably talk about Bailey. How you?
Oh yeah, I forgot what we were talking about.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
So you got married literally like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Okay. Not literally, maybe like literally 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, 4 weeks ago you got married and then moved across the country. So how'd you meet? Like, what are you learning about marriage?
Yeah.
And
so
then we'll wrap it up.
We met through a couple of our like childhood friends, and they were married. And I always kind of knew who she was, but she just like didn't really like me back in the day, which I was like, why? But
I don't blame her.
Yeah, I don't know. Right? Okay, Luke. And
I'm low on your list.
Yeah,
if you were
taking shots right now. So she was starting law school. I was starting seminary. Our programs are both 3 years, and I just moved to Texas, and she was still in Kentucky. And it was just like, nah, this is going to work out. And I was heartbroken, dude. I was devastated. I was like, no. And then after we like went through like, it was
That's the
sad
most
for
emotion
me, dude.
I've got it. We've got it.
And then, and then like towards the end, this is crazy. And then towards the end, I had like we finished like our programs and stuff, and I just like had accepted the fact that we were never going to talk again. And she texted me some random day, like our friends were having a gender reveal. She's like, "Why are you not at this gender reveal party?" And it was like, we're going into our last year. I was like, why? Girl, I don't know why you're texting me. Like, what do you think this is? Like, I'm in Texas, but you knew that. Yeah. And so I took that opportunity to be like, what's up? Like, we started talking again, and we just never stopped talking. And
that's so cool.
She is.
And you dated long distance at first. You were telling us yesterday.
Yeah.
For a year.
That was the end of my second year. We went into my third year and her third year, like long distance, because we spent that summer together. I went home. And she was awesome, dude. Like she had been so awesome during that process. And I knew that she was the one when I saw her like interacting with my family, like better than I do. And I was like, this is it. And so like, I just knew I'm going to marry this girl. And I started making plans. Like I'm going to get a ring and like have her friends do all this stuff. Like as soon as I went back to Texas, cause I was like, oh, she did it to me again, dude. Like she's gone again. And, so I was just started making plans, like get myself through it. But so we got married, when we decided to come out here, we like shortened the engagement and got married like a few weeks ago, and it's been like the best thing ever, dude. That's cool. I love her. She's so awesome. She cracks me up, dude. She's so funny and she's so real, and she's just down to do anything. And like she's also super supportive. Like I think that's what I needed a lot, is like a lot of support. Like, oh, you're actually like doing a good job. Like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, I like what you did here. Like she's good at that.
That's cool.
And she's so smart. The girl went to law school and then also took the bar exam and planned a wedding, all in the same 3 months.
Yeah. Wow.
And she's just like, what's next? You know, like what? Like she's
so cool.
She's cool, man.
She was at groups at home. We started groups at home this past week. And she was at a table and did such a great job. Like, I don't know if she felt like the pressure to be the leader you know, but she was like leading conversation, asking really good questions.
She's good at that, man.
Being vulnerable. And I was like, oh man, Bailey's great at this. So
she is. She is.
Bailey's high on Luke and I's list.
Good.
Yeah, for sure.
She's the top of my list. So.
Yeah, very top. Yeah. That's good.
Anything, what else? What last questions you got?
Last question
or last thoughts?
What was the highlight of your high school football career?
Oh, dude, I don't even. And the thing was, dude, I did not play my senior year, so I don't have a lot of like highlights for real. But I swam my senior year.
Oh, that's right.
And so I kind of did the same thing I did on the football team.
Yeah,
I did that. I remember we had this like. I feel like I peaked in. This sounds like I peaked in high school. High school was okay. College was better. We had this like swim meet. It was like senior night against this private Christian school, Cal. Yeah. We know what that is. Just like yeah. A lot of money. Very good at what they do. And I was like the last heat. So the last heat's like usually is the fastest heat. Yeah. And so I was in the middle lane. And it was me and this other guy. And he was like the best on their team. And I was like the best freestyler on my team, like for our event. And I was the only black dude in the pool full of white dudes. And everybody's looking at me like, this guy, like this public school dude. I smoked him, dude.
Did you?
Smoked him. I cooked him. Because it was our senior night and it was their senior night. Awesome. And everybody I get out and I'm losing my mind. Everybody was pissed. They were mad. Like the parents that came out for that were like, no, what? They were like, no. I was going crazy, dude. I was like, I was walking around like, it was awesome. I still remember that. That was so awesome. Yeah,
I love it.
That's
there you go. Highlight of
your football career.
Yeah, football career was not anything about football.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Well, dude, it's been really good having you as a part of the team and getting to know you and Bailey. And you're already making a huge impact in the life of our church. And I know you've already met with the mayor. You've already met with
Erica. Me and Erica are homies.
Yeah,
she's cool. She's cool.
You met with the mayor. You're meeting with Casa and big brothers, big sisters, and really trying to help our church kind of take a step in integrating, I'd say, like a deepening theology and faith and a life of service. Yeah. And so like integrating a life that isn't just like deep here, but actually lives it out. Yeah. And so it's really cool how your story of, man, I'm learning all this deep stuff over here, and how do I bridge the gap into Ballard High School? Yeah, is now what you're doing for the church to help us integrate into the real world.
I appreciate that.
Luke, any nice things you want to say about me?
Yeah, Brent,
or
Tatum. Brent, you are higher on my list than we are on Tatum's.
You know what? For professional purposes, you're also higher on my list.
Whatever.
Only professional
purposes.
Yeah. Nothing personal at all.
Next week we gotta get into where Luke's been.
Can I come back next week?
Maybe. Jacob's gonna be
all
here.
right. I don't know. Listen, I think it'd be fun for conversation. I think it'd be cool.
It could. I don't know if the microphones or the ears could handle Jacob in addition to this conversation. But we could try it. We could try it. You should come back.
Cool.
We'll have you back on for sure.
I'll be back
at some point.
So that's no for next week.
That's a no for next week. Hard pass. But in the future, we'll be back. Coming up, just want to hit on a couple important, exciting things in the life of the church. Tonight, if you're listening to this on Thursday, we've got our men's worship night and wings.
And wings.
At 6:30 in the.
I think we might need to.
Are we live right now?
Oh wow. No, we're not live.
We're not live.
Okay.
But it'll come out here in like 30 minutes.
Yeah. So if you're a guy, we would encourage you to be there. I'm really excited for it. Love worship nights. There's also one for the women happening on Monday night in the auditorium, which I believe is also, I think that's at 6. So sign up for that. I don't know if they're having food or not, but regardless, it'll be a great night.
It'll be fun.
And yeah, groups are happening right now.
Get in a group.
Get in a group if you're not yet.
Tuesday night. Come on Tuesday night to our group.
Yeah, which is right here
6:30
at the church, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's welcome.
If you want to be involved in service, like more often, I'm sending all of my service opportunities, the smaller ones, through their groups. Get into a group if you were like, I want to do something with my godly community. Is literally exciting. So
and if you're a college student like Ethan, college age ministry is coming back. It's kicking off for beach night this Thursday, a week from today.
Who's Ethan? Is he a caller?
Ethan is a dedicated listener to the podcast. I've never shouted him out, and he's going to lose his mind.
Ethan!
All right, that's all I've got. So much going on. Keep posted. We'll see you Sunday, 4 services. Hope to see you there. And it's been fun, guys. Thanks for chatting.
Cool. Bye, everybody.
See you.